Um, so what steps would you recommend that if I were to do something like where you were at, what steps would you recommend that I take first?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously, especially in a college environment,
Yeah.
there's obviously tons of intramural leagues.
Right.
So
Yeah.
tons of intramural leagues. That would be a great first step. Ranging, like I said, from being a referee, volunteering that way, or being more behind the scenes. Whether that means just making people aware of the league, letting people, even stuff as simple as like the marketing of here's our deadlines. This is when we're starting. This is where it is. Facebook. These are all things that go into, just making people exposed and making people aware of it going on. So I think any sort of interaction that you can do with some sort of intramural league is a great step in the right direction. If that's not a viable option, like I said, any sort of job that interacts you with people. Not to say that any other a job that doesn't is a bad thing, but for like this specific role, I think the more you can get in front of people, continue to practice communicating with people, communicating with different types of people and personalities. That would be two great kind of prerequisites that you could sort of put on your resume
Yeah.
ahead of trying to do something like this.
Um, yeah. So, so like, when you first got the job, was it like recommended for you, or did you like apply, or?
Yeah, it was something that I sought out. So I was obviously I say obviously, but I was an athlete, as you know, in
Yeah.
high school. Always been, kind of around sports my whole life. Really, really have always loved to compete. Um, so it was something that I kind of sought out, that I sort of applied for, that I sought out. I would say that word of mouth was a little part to play. When I moved to Northern Virginia, I never like lived in the Washington D.C. area before. Didn't came here not knowing like a ton of people right off the bat. So a lot of it had to do with like word of mouth. Look, like I sound like a broken record, but luckily it's a pretty active area. So people, whether it be like T-shirts of places that people were playing, advertisements in the gym of where people were playing, stuff like that. But yeah, getting back to your question, it was something that I reached out about, said what kind of opportunities are there, the whole resume interview,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
So, so would you say like, you already said that the entry job level, like, that would be like starting at like a rec center or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be a good entry job. Like you would probably be a little bit more if you were to do something in the league. It would be a little bit more, I say, on the ground.
Right. Yeah.
It would probably be like you would, whether it be making sure that things are. You'd probably be staffed at certain areas or events or games that we were doing, making sure that things were going smoothly. Things ranging from it sounds kind of funny, but making sure that fights aren't breaking out, people, it's not going over the line in terms of the competitiveness, ranging all the way down to things like making sure that the door's unlocked, making sure that the lights are on, making sure that all the equipment that we needed are there, making sure that the environment that our athletes and customers are participating in is as comfortable as possible. Nobody wants to show up to the gym when it's locked, when the
Right.
AC is not on, just little stuff like that.
Yeah. So about two more questions. I only got like 2 more minutes. But one thing that came to mind was like, what are the most effective strategies for seeking a position in the field? Like, I know you mentioned that you saw like advertisements and stuff like that. So like, do you think that was pretty effective for you?
Yeah, so see, I mean, it sounds kind of corny, but Google's always a great place to go.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of LinkedIn as well. So those are two great platforms. I think depending on the area that you live in, Facebook is still a really great place to seek out a lot of these leagues.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people on Facebook. Companies and organizations still use Facebook a pretty good amount to reach out to the clientele. And just like you're somebody that's active, if you notice a league, like in passing, you're driving by, walking by, or whatever, stop, see what's going on. And even like if you're a member of a gym, obviously, like if somebody's at the gym, there's somebody that's trying to be active, and oftentimes if it's somebody that's trying to be active, they might be somebody that's more prone to like participating in one of our leagues. So don't be afraid to. If you see a T-shirt or something like that, or you make an acquaintance at the gym, ask, hey, you aware of anywhere to play basketball around here, play football around here, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Well, I think that about wraps it up, man. I appreciate you.
You got it, buddy. Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. All right. Good luck, and thanks for the time.
Thanks, Jake. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.